Hey guys, how's it going? Different project. I've been putting in a lot of time on the Vista, but I figured I'd better put my time into something else. So you guys saw it kind of poorly in the old Ford on a winter night video, but this is my 1980 F100, 300 straight six, 3 on the tree, 2-wheel drive. I love this truck. Picked it up for a little more than what I wanted to pay for it, and it needs cab corners and has bed rust and all that. Motor could probably use a rebuild. She's a little tired, but I love this truck. It has never let me down. But you know, the cars I have, the minimum of 3,500 pounds on most of them, so I need something that can tow a little better. So instead of getting a whole new truck, I bought this. It did have a cab and a bed on it. This is an 85 F250 frame. Stripped it down, and this is what's going in the F100. It was a standard cab, long box, 6.9 liter IH diesel that was originally in this F250. So the suspension is quite a bit beefier than what is going to be needed, but it'll be quite the tow pig. And even further down the line, I plan on supercharging that straight six. Kind of unique. A lot of people tell me I should just put a big block in it, or put a Cummins in it or whatever, but I like that straight six. It's a good motor. So we're gonna do an interesting Ford project, steering away from the Oldsmobiles for a little bit. This is in okay shape. It's solid. It's an upgrade in the 81. In 1980, 81, I believe up until 82, Ford did what they called the Swiss cheese frame. And they punched a bunch of holes down in the side of the frame. And what that did is it lightened it up. But what it also did is it made it weaker. This is an 85, so that the same exact frame layout, it'll bolt right on. It just doesn't have the holes punched in it. So, it should be pretty good. It has a Dana 60 in the back, which needs a rebuild, which I'm actually going to be pulling tonight to rebuild it tomorrow. And it has a Dana 44 in the front. Leaf springs in the front, and it's the twin I-beam Ford front suspension, which is supposed to give you the strength of a solid axle with the ride quality of an independent suspension. Does it do it? I don't really think so. But it is more comfortable than a solid axle, I'll tell you that. This frame is going to be blasted and powder coated. I was hoping I could get the rear end blasted and powder coated, but it's going to be rebuilt before then, so I think I'll just sand it down and paint it with an acrylic enamel. So it'll still be protected. And I believe, just random thoughts coming out of my head about what this truck was, I believe it had a 9,000 pound gross vehicle weight because of the diesel. I decoded them in, it was like weight range 8 or something like that. So I think it's technically a medium duty truck, because I think light duty truck is anything under 8,000 pounds for a gross vehicle weight. So I think this is technically a medium duty truck, but do not quote me on that. And it might not be by the time we're done with it. I might take a leaf out of the back and out of the front just to make it ride a little better. It depends on how badly this suspension destroys me on the highway. Another thing, they did not make that 3-speed manual in the F100. They did not make a transfer case for it, so I have to figure out a way to run a transfer case so I can run 4-wheel drive. So for a short while, we're just gonna have 2-wheel drive. I'd like to run a new process like a 205 or something like that, but I'd also love to run a twin stick, so I could just engage the front axle if I ever had to. You know, and that takes your turning radius. If you disengage the rear axle, only engage the front in low, your turning radius is the length of the wheelbase, which is kind of cool for those tight spots, or you're backing in the trailer and it's just being a pain. So, this is the project. This is probably the biggest project I have going on. And the frame, it does look pretty straight. I mean, we're not going for perfect, and I know the truck was tipped on its side once. The guy who had it before me This was his mud truck. So, yeah, we'll get her stripped down there and typical updates along the way, even though there really isn't much to see here. Okay guys, just a quick update. I got the back half all stripped down. There's the 60. And yeah, stripping down, not taking all the brackets off. Like I'm leaving these on, but the rear bumper came off. Someone actually welded the rear bumper on, so I had to take an air hammer, break those welds off. And the rear leaf spring bushings were pretty tightly grabbed on the bolt, so those had to be cut out with the torch. But back half is pretty much stripped down. I'm gonna work on the front half now and get this down to just a frame tonight and put it on the trailer where it can sit until I have money to have it blasted. So yeah, making good progress. It's currently how I'm gonna try and load the frame onto the trailer. That's very, yes, very, very safe. Very OSHA approved.